Hey, what's up, everybody? My name's Zach Stern. I'm starting a new sports channel here on YouTube. I'm going to be doing NFL weekly picks and predictions. I'm also going to be doing updates on all sports: baseball, basketball, hockey, and as well, of course, as football. But today I'm going to be talking about this Week 10 picks and my predictions of scores. Starting with Thursday's matchup of the Bills at the Jets. It's going to be a big upfront defensive matchup because both teams have some trouble in the secondary at the moment. The Bills have a little shaky secondary, while the Jets have a banged up secondary. Todd Bowles says it's very doubtful that Antonio Cromartie will play, but they just activated D. Milner off of the IR, so he will probably get some reps. Then there's also Buster Screen, who's questionable. And then the Mets also put Willie Colon on the IR, which is going to be a big blow to their offensive line. But I think it's going to be whoever's front seven lets up first will be the team that loses. And on that note, I think the Jets have the stronger front seven than the Bills. I think Chris Ivory will still be able to maybe get back what he lost over the last couple weeks. And I think he will get a 75 to 80 yard game at least. And then on the other side with the Bills, it's a little bit of a question mark because Rex Ryan said he's not sure yet about LaShawn McCoy. He said he hopes he plays, but he didn't say if he will or not. Then there's also Carlos Williams, who is a good back. He had a great week last week, but I think the Jets front is going to bottle up whoever's the running back, and I think the Jets will come out on top 20-13. Next is the 1-7 Lions and the 6-2 Packers. Uh, those records should say what's going to happen on its own, especially with Aaron Rodgers. I don't think he will let the Packers lose a third game in a row, especially in Lambeau Field. And I think the Packers are just going to win easily 35-10. Next, we have the Cowboys at the Bucks. Tony Romo is still not playing. He's coming back week 11, the Cowboys hope. Even though they have Dez Bryant, I mean, you have to have a solid QB to be throwing to him. I mean, Matt Castle's okay, but he's not elite, and he's hasn't been doing well. He hasn't been able to really come down when it's crunch time, and I think the Bucks will come out on top 17-14. Next, we have the Panthers at the Titans. I think the Panthers are going to be staying undefeated. Titans will maybe stay in it in the first quarter, but later in the game, Cam Newton's going to be throwing it to his reliable tight end in Greg Olsen with an easy win of 24-7. Next, we have the Bears at the Rams. It's going to be a interesting game. I mean, Jay Cutler did pretty well to win last week. And then the kid Langford that took over from Matt Forte is very promising. He had some great plays, and Alshon Jeffrey's still a great receiver. I think the Rams defense is too good up front, and they're going to win 17-13. Next, we have the Saints at the Redskins. Drew Brees is really getting a connection with his receivers and his new tight end, Watson, who's been doing very well instead of Jimmy Graham. And I think the Saints will come out on top 20-10. Next, we have the Dolphins at the Eagles. The Eagles had a very good overtime win against the Cowboys last week, but I think under Jeff Campbell, the Dolphins, who have been a little bit of a resurgence, they've been a little streaky here and there with some good outings and then some really bad outings, like what happened with the Patriots last week. And I think the Dolphins will bounce back and win 17-7. Next, we have the Browns versus the Steelers. This, at first I had the Steelers winning, but now with Big Ben out and Landry Jones in at QB, it's going to be very interesting. And also with the Browns not announcing yet who's playing quarterback because they haven't announced if Josh McCown is healthy. They said if he is healthy, he's going to start. But if he's not, Manziel will start. And he did decently last week, but it wasn't all his fault. The Browns receivers dropped a lot of passes off helmets, off the legs, and it's gonna be a nasty game, I think. And I think if DeAngelo Williams plays, which is very probable according to Mike Tomlin, the Steelers will win, and he will rush for at least one touchdown, and they will win 17-10. Next is the Jaguars and at the Ravens. They're both not doing well this season, is putting it mildly. The Ravens are not doing what they expected to do. They're both 2-6. It's going to be a low-scoring game, I think, and I think the Ravens will come out on top 10-7. Next is the Vikings versus the Raiders. I originally had the Vikings winning this game, but with Teddy Bridgewater questionable because of his concussion, and Sean Hill as a backup, I am not honestly sure anymore of what's going to happen. But if Adrian Peterson really does well up against that good Raiders rush defense, I think if he gets at least one touchdown, they should win. It's going to be another low-scoring game, and the Vikings would win 13-10. Next is the Patriots at the Giants. The Patriots have really just been making a statement this season, showing that they're the team to beat. No team could beat them, and I think this coming week will be no different. And I think the Patriots will really manhandle the Giants 28-10 at least. Even with Damian Lewis out, the Patriots really, Gronk is unstoppable against most teams, and the Giants will be one of those teams. And there's nothing that most teams can do. Finally, the Chiefs. Oh no, not finally. The Chiefs and are at the Broncos. I think the Broncos will come back after a disappointing loss to the Colts, and they'll beat the Chiefs 24-17. Next is the Cardinals at the Seahawks. I think that since it's in Seattle, the Seahawks will do a mild upset on the Cardinals, and Marshawn Lynch will rush for a touchdown, and Russell Wilson will rush in the other one, and they're going to win 14-10. And now the real last one is the Texans at the Bengals. Andy Dalton has been having a superb season. His tight end, Tyler Eifert, has become elite right now with the way he's been playing. And the Texans are still having some question marks at their quarterback position. They have Brian Hoyer now as their official starter since they cut Ryan Mallett a couple weeks ago, but he's not elite. He's not the future. And they still have a little ways to go, and I have the Bengals winning 21-7. So that's it for this week's picks. I will actually be making a new video at the end of this week, picking my picks for the winners of the baseball awards that are going to be announced next week. And then I'm also going to be picking my top 10 free agents and where they're going to be going. So since this is my last video, I would love some feedback. Put some comments in the comment section. I would love some help. I would like to try and do this at least weekly, maybe 2 a week, maybe one baseball, one football to start, and then as time goes on and maybe I get the handle of this, I'll add a basketball and maybe even hockey. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys later this week.